Yeah, it doesn't get much closer than this. All our guys here at the booth have been crunching the numbers. Ari Fleischer, former spokesperson for George W. Bush. You've been crunching the numbers. What do you see?
Here's what I see is driving this and why Ron Paul is running as well as he is. The vote this year is much younger and it's much more independent than it was 4 years ago. 4 years ago, Republicans made 86% of the Republican Iowa caucus. This year, they're only 74%. 4 years ago, independents were 13% of the caucus. They've doubled, almost doubled to 24%. Here's why that's important. Ron Paul has taken 48% of the independent votes. His closest opponent there, Romney, with just 16. Among Republicans,
that's
fascinating.
Incredible. That's a huge difference.
Huge win for Ron Paul among independents, and they've almost doubled in turnout. Among Republicans, Santorum is winning. Santorum 27, Romney 25. Here's the other big demographic difference. 4 years ago, those 17 to 29 were 11% of the electorate. This year, they're 15%, and guess who they're voting for? Ron Paul with 52%, Santorum second with 23. Here's the other fascinating piece, though, and it's about Ron Paul's base. Among those who are moderate or liberal, they are voting for Ron Paul, 43%. He's the winner there. Among conservatives, they're voting for Rick Santorum.
But among evangelicals, according to the entrance poll, Ron Paul was winning among evangelicals.
Well, but evangelicals also split. Not all of them are very conservative or conservative. A lot of these independents, though, are the moderate and liberal who are coming into the Republican Party.
Dana Loesch from BigJournalism.com, Tea Party activist. What do you see tonight in the numbers?
Well, I've been looking, especially at obviously the top three, and looking at some of the numbers coming in for Ron Paul, and I'm genuinely shocked. Just that the sheer number of independents, and also again that 43% number that are defining themselves as moderate or liberal. Now, there's two ways you can look at this. You can look at this and say, well, this is a candidate that can reach out to independents. This is a candidate that can reach out to those moderates that are really going to be helping the GOP candidate come 2012. Well, come this election. Or you can say this candidate's kind of liberal in a lot of their stances. I mean, if you just talk about ending the wars and legalizing pot, you'll get a ton of support. So there's kind of two ways that you can look at this. So we'll continue to see the numbers come in.
I think there's one screaming huge story here tonight, and that is these Republicans just don't want to vote for Mitt Romney. I mean, it's like you're trying to give a dog a pill. They keep spitting it out. Now, they're going to eat the pill because Romney's going to eventually be the nominee. But the signal here, he may, but it's going to be 25%. And it's the same thing he did against same thing he had before, and he's got a weaker field, and they just don't matter where he comes in, they don't want to vote for him. And that's as clear as a bell.
Two numbers I'm looking at, you need 2,286 delegates to win the GOP nomination. You're not going to win it tonight.
No.
It doesn't matter. It's simply one state. But the second number is very simple, and that is, I'm looking at the number, how fast will it take for Republicans to say Iowa means nothing if Congressman Ron Paul wins? Because for a whole year, all we've heard is Iowa, Iowa, Iowa. But if Ron Paul wins, the first thing we'll hear is, it's no big deal, so let's move on to the next one, which tells me, look, you can't say it's important if Romney wins, but it's not important if Paul wins.
James, I saw you wincing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Ron Paul is not going to be the Republican nominee. Romney is, and Republicans just don't want to vote for him. They will in the end.
But don't his supporters, won't they be saying, well, wait a minute, he's appealing to independents.
At least give him credit.
Why not give him
I give him enormous amount of credit, but he's not in terms of, he's not going to be the Republican nominee. I've given him credit. He organizes people, the intents, he raises money. But in terms of being a nominee, he's not going to be it.
James.
Right. I don't think Ron Paul is going to be the nominee. But Mitt Romney, I mean, it's too soon to say, because we still have New Hampshire. He'll take New Hampshire, but what about South Carolina?
You're still undecided yourself.
What about
as
Florida?
a Tea Party activist, right?
Yeah, I'm looking for that non-Romney. I'm looking for the candidate who's the strongest conservative candidate that can win. And I think we have other stronger conservative candidates, better challengers than Romney.
I want to bring in our team.